Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is your host Carmina, welcoming you to a special episode. And this would be an episode that is more live and that's dedicated to practical use and practical harvesting of Bach flowers. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I have some videos where I mention Bach flowers. I have actually one video where I talk about the use of Bach flowers, and today we will be presenting a couple of those, what they look like, how they are picked, and what is the process of transforming the raw flower into the flower essence.
You want to cut?
Yes. So what are we cutting now?
We're
Ari?
cutting centauri.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut the tops only
Mm-hmm.
because you make either a tincture or an essence with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, as a medicine,
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the most potent medicine for liver,
Mm-hmm.
damaged liver, very damaged liver, like alcoholic liver, junky liver, liver that it's approaching cirrhosis.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very bitter. If you taste one of these flowers, it will be
I want
perhaps
to taste.
the most bitter thing you've ever tasted.
I will taste one for science.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh yes. And
It's bitter and it's like a tincture. It's like Swedish bitter
yeah.
already.
Yeah, Dr. Bach has it for people who are really very meek and they try to ingratiate themselves to the others and be servile and they're like servants always.
Yeah, they can't
behave.
say no, they can't put their boundaries.
Yeah, they cannot put their boundaries.
It's good for that.
Mm.
But it's very, already when I eat it, I feel like it's already a tincture.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful flower, pink, and
Yeah.
these little things, and it just grows on the side of the road, and people
Mostly grows
ignore
on the
it.
side of yes. Yeah.
they don't know.
Yeah. Well,
For how long have you been interested in herbs, Ari?
I've always been interested in herbs because my parents used them. Okay, so I had sort of a background, but I got fully into it when I met my wife, who was a herbalist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she had studied herbalism in Munich,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a workshop and everything, and we started working together. As soon as we got a couple, we started working together from the very first day. And in the 20 so years that we were together, we did that 24 hours a day, living and working with herbs.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
No holidays.
Yeah. No holidays. No, there's no holidays in this job. Sorry.
Yeah.
And she taught me most of the things I know.
So
It's from her teaching.
what is the process? Now you cut them, you put them in your bag, and then what happens to them?
Then I go home. If I want to make a tincture, I will put them in a jar with pure white drinkable alcohol, something. Usually it's either vodka or grappa, or in this case chipuro, what we have here. And I put the jar. I fill the jar 3/4 with the herb, and then I top it with alcohol, and I keep it stored in a dark space for minimum 6 weeks, and then I strain it and I put it in little dark bottles with a dropper. But if I want to make an essence,
Like Bach Flowers.
like Bach flower, I will put them in a thin glass bowl, clear glass bowl, and top it with water, good water, bottled water or spring water, and let it covered for 3 or 4 days in the sun, and then strain it, and I preserve it with alcohol. Either Bach do it with brandy.
So, Ari, do you cut all the flowers that you find here on the side of the road?
No, when you pick herbs, you never cut everything you see. In fact, you are allowed to cut only 2/3. 1/3 has to stay because you need it the next year. Otherwise, it will disappear, right? Yeah. So
Don't be greedy.
not greedy. It's not a looting of nature. Okay, it's not. You have to let something, and usually you should also give them something when you cut. The best thing is to give tobacco.
Yes?
Yeah, tobacco as a grounding.
As a fertilizer? Or?
No, it's grounding.
It's
Tobacco
an
is a ritual plant that it was used in ceremonies for grounding. Okay, so you give them tobacco because it reminds them of the home they are living. Because now you take them away.
Yes.
Okay, so the separation is just a bit less painful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the plants also feel separation.
Of course they do. They feel everything.
Yeah.
It's just they express it in a different way than us.
Yes. Thank you. So here we have some plant of digitalis. What is it good for, Aris?
Digitalis, it has heart glycosides, where they use them to make heart medicine for the heart. But of course it's deadly, it's a deadly poison. Okay, it gives you a heart attack.
Agatha Christie used it in her...
Yes, it's her favorite murder weapon.
Well, you saw it here, digitalis, on the side of the road.
And this one is thyme. Okay. Thymus capitatus, because it has these little hoods on. Yeah, and thyme, it's one of the most potent disinfectants, of course. Together with sage, thyme is one of the most potent disinfectants. And it's a very good, it disinfects your lungs, it's very good. It's a very good expectorant also. Okay, so if you have a lung infection, a heavy cold or something like that, or bronchitis, or even pneumonia, you need the thyme to strengthen and disinfect your lungs and bring out whatever has affected the mucus of the lungs. Yeah.
So it's an expectorant.
Yeah. You make a tea, they make syrup. Syrups for cough.
Yes, I recognize this smell from cough syrups.
Yeah, of course you can also use it in food.
Yes, as a condiment.
Yeah, as spice, but a very little because it's bitter.
Yes.
Okay.
Not as bitter as Centauri.
Not as bitter. Nothing is so bitter, except candium.
So let's see what we have here. What do we have here, Aris? Ari? Clematis?
Or clematis. And in the Bach flower, remedies is for those who live in the clouds, the daydreamers.
I can't focus.
Traditionally, of course, it's the favorite plant of poets. Okay, no wonder. All right, yeah, and
I think it's also good for addictions.
for addictions, yes, too, because that's okay. You are again out of reality. It's to bring you in terms with the reality, and not to have this escapist.
Yeah, and it's for also people who have trouble focusing.
And it's for also for male sexual disorders.
Oh, it's good for a lot of things.
Yes.
So when does this grow?
It grows now. It grows. It
Now it's
flowers
end of June.
until the end of June, beginning of July. It will flower. Okay, and you get the flowers and you make an essence, or you use it in homeopathy. Okay, especially for this sexual disorders. Yes.
And especially for men.
Men. In English, it's called as old man's beard as well. Yeah, because later, when the flower is really uh, ready, it's overflowering. It looks like
Santa Claus.
yeah, a beard.
So, are you making tincture or also flower essence out of it?
No, I will make a flower essence. I don't make a tincture out of it.
Oh, I hear some thunder.
Really? That's not something unusual here. Yes, and it's a creeper, as you can see. It
Yeah,
climbs
it's creeping on other plants.
other plants, but it's not a parasite.
No. Mistletoe is a parasite, right?
No,
No?
mistletoe is not a parasite. It's a symbiotic
Oh,
as
it's a
well.
symbiotic on trees.
As well, it doesn't feed from the tree. It feeds from the air. Do you know the myth behind it?
No.
Well, yes, on the 21st of June, the sun god Baldur or Baldane is murdered by his brother, who used an arrow made out of mistletoe.
Wow.
Okay, and their mother, which was Mother Earth, cursed mistletoe never to grow on Earth again, and it grows between Earth and sky on trees. But it's not a parasite. Okay, it's a symbiotic thing. Yeah, and then you have to cut it on the 21st of December.
Oh, that's the cutting of the mistletoe.
This is the only thing you cut around that time, nothing else.
But what about this clematis? Does it matter if you cut it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening?
In the morning, you never cut herbs. Because if they have the morning dew on, then when you want to dry them, they will get moldy.
So only when they're dry.
Yeah, it's best in early afternoon, midday especially, from midday onwards.
So just not all of this.
Well, that I think is enough.
Yeah, we have enough. It's such a big bush here.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Okay. It's pretty in the smell.
Yeah, they smell
Smell
great
is
even when they're
unbelievable.
dry. You have dry ones in your car and they smell great.
Mm.
Yeah, so let's go.
So we go back now.
Yes. What Bach flower are we seeing now?
New lane.
Yes.
Bach flower is that?
Yes,
I don't
it's
know.
for truth.
For the truth to come out, your truth, self. Yeah. Yeah, because it stands upright, then you stand tall, right? You talk, you walk. Yeah. But New Lane is a.
Look at that green also.
Yeah. New Lane is an apothecary of its own. It's for your chest, to strengthen your lungs. It's also for your spine. You have problems with your spine. If it does,
Can you extend it towards it?
if it's not standing upright, if you have dislocated vertebra, if you have hernias in the spine,
So it's good for these things.
yeah, and
Yeah, and then Bach it's for like being yourself, authentic, not being false.
yeah,
So it's also in a way standing upright.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's also for skin problems, reliefs. If you have skin problems,
And when
rashes.
do you pick it?
Now,
What? How long does it last? What is the season for it?
it starts early June and it will last until the first 10 days of July.
So it's very
It's
limited.
very quick, yeah. It's very limited, depending on the weather, of course. The heat.
So, Ari, what are we doing now?
Now we're making centauri essence, okay?
Bach flower?
Yeah. And we're going to cover it with good water.
Spring water?
Spring water or bottled water if you have no spring near you.
Bottled spring water.
And then we cover it with something. Cover it with this film, you know, and let it in the sun for 3 or 4 days. And then strain it. And
3 or 4 days?
3 or 4 days, yes,
that's a lot
depending
of
on
days.
the sun. Yeah, you have to. And
So
then
it dries with the water?
it doesn't dry.
It doesn't dry.
It
It just
releases its substances in the water. Okay.
So then after that you throw the flowers and you have the
You have the
essence.
essence. This with a wooden spoon. Okay. I'll bring a wooden
So you don't
spoon.
push it down with your hand.
No. And or with a metal. Or with a metal spoon.
So no metal, no hand.
No metal, no hands.
Wood. So it will stay here for 3-4 days.
Yes.
This rosemary is gorgeous. So I'm with Ari in his secret laboratory. Hi Ari.
Yes. Hi.
So what's happening in this laboratory? What are you cooking up here?
Well, what I cook here, I make tea mixtures, tinctures, and creams mainly, and herb tobacco, and anti-mosquito oil.
And some beauty creams lately.
And lately we have discovered a beauty cream, yes, a kind of
What's the
cosmetic.
name for it?
Aphrodite's secret, according
Interesting.
to my apprentice. Yes.
What are these plants up there?
This is St. John's wort. Okay.
You're drying it?
I'm drying. Yes, I'm drying it.
For?
Then we cut it small, and we make tea. Okay. Otherwise, we make tincture. This is the tincture here.
So who is this beautiful lady with
This is my late wife, who was also my teacher. And this is what she shows you here. It's the ingredients for the wine of enthusiasm. The blue flowers are periwinkle. The orange is calendula or marigold. The yellow is coltsfoot, and the white is daisies.
Beautiful. And what is that wine of enthusiasm?
You cook them in white wine, and then when you want to, and then you keep it in the fridge. And when you want to have inspiration, you just drink a stub of this wine.
Interesting.
Yes.
So what are these little bottles that you have here?
These are the tinctures. Okay. When you decant them from there, from the jars, and you put them in these bottles, and then you fill them. Okay.
I see some elderflower here.
These are elderflowers drying at the moment because we use them for the anti-flu tea and for winter tea. These are daisies drying. Okay. So far we have only those two drying here, and up here there's again elderflowers.
So it's a small operation,
Yeah.
but it looks like you have some variety of things.
Yes, I do.